Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Emir Akizuddin. Today, I will tell you about CBR test.
Introduction. The California Bearing Ratio (CBR) test is a crucial laboratory procedure used to evaluate the strength of subgrade soil and base material for pavement design. Developed by the California State Highway Department, the CBR test provides a standardized method to assess the load-bearing capacity of soil by comparing them to a well-graded crushed stone under controlled condition. This test is widely used in the design of flexible pavement, where it helps determine the thickness of pavement layer required to support anticipated traffic loads. By obtaining the CBR value, engineer can make informed decision about material suitability and necessary improvement to achieve adequate performance and durability in road construction. Objective. The objective of the California Bearing Ratio CBR test is to determine the bearing capacity of subgrade soil and base material used in pavement construction. The test aims to evaluate the strength and suitability of this material for supporting road and airfield pavement, ultimately aiding in the design of appropriate pavement thickness based on expected traffic loads. Theory. The California Bearing Ratio (CBR) test is used to find out how strong the soil is and how well it can support the weight of vehicle and traffic. It is especially useful in designing roads and pavement. In this test, a cylindrical plunger is pushed into the soil sample at a standard rate. The amount of force load need to push the plunger into the soil is measured. This force is then compared to the force needed to push the same plunger into a standard material, which is crushed stone. The result is given as a percentage and is called the CBR value. Standard loads are 1,370 kg for 2.5 minimum penetration. And second, we got 2,055 kg for 5.0 mm penetration. Usually, the CBR value at 2.5 is used for design unless the 5.0 mm value is higher. A higher CBR value means the soil is strong and good for use in road construction. A lower CBR value means that the soil is weak and may need to be improved before using it as a base or subgrade pavement.
Okay, now I will be explain the procedure of California Bedding Ratio or CBR test, which is used to measure the strength of soil for road and pavement design. First, we prepare the soil sample by mixing the soil with water until it reaches optimum moisture. Then we place the soil in the metal mold in the three layers and compact each layer properly. Next, if we are doing shock test, we soak the mold in the water for 4 days to simulate wet condition in the field. After that, we set up the test by placing a 50 millimeter wide plunger on the soil surface and positioning the mold in the loading machine. Then we apply the load. The machine pushes the plunger into the soil at speed of 1.25 millimeter per minute. We record the load required to penetrate to soil at 2.5 millimeter and 5 millimeter. Once we have the load value, we move to the calculation. The calculation CBR using the formula. CBR equals the test load divided by the standard load times 100. The standard value are 1,370 kilogram for 2.5 millimeter and 2,055 kilogram for 5 millimeter. Finally, we report the CBR value by taking the higher value between the two penetration at final result. These tests help determine how suitable the soil is supporting root layer.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Dinavuddin bin Muhammad Effendi. My material number is 17DKA241056. I can explain about data search engineering, increasing visibility, in changing organic traffic. Okay, next I can explain about two example discussion of data. First, the appeal of social media platform changing content to two-way communication, intelligizing and analytic for better outcome. Okay, the lastly discussion, the CBR test measures source string by comparing its resistance to penetration with that of standard crusher stone. The higher CBR value means strong soil suitable for root construction. The salt test usually give lower CBR value because water with the soil, the 2.5 millimeter penetration value is typically used unless the 5.0 millimeter value is higher. Factors affecting result include moisture content, concentration level, soil type, and whether the sample is soaked. The test help determine if the soil needs treatment or is thicker pavement layer are required.
Lastly, in conclusion, the CBR test is a reliable method to access the strength of subgrade and base cost material for road construction. Based on the result, higher CBR value indicate stronger soil than require the thinnest pavement layer, while the lowest value suggests weaker soil needing stabilization or thickest layer. Shock tests simulate worst case condition and topically reduce the CBR value. Overall, the tests provide essential data for safe and cost-effective pavement design. Pavement design.